Feeling like you're constantly running on fumes. You wake up, you grab a cup of coffee, you need that surge of energy from your caffeine intake first thing in the morning. And then by mid afternoon, you're having a crash. You'll have another cup or two to hold you over. And you're in this perpetual loop of constantly drinking more caffeine, feeling more tired and more exhausted. Does this sound familiar? What if I told you the very thing that you rely on to fight your fatigue, which is your caffeine intake, is the very thing that is draining you and pushing you closer to burnout? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today I'm I'm discussing a topic that is very relevant to the theme that I've been seeing in the clinic setting. For millions of people, caffeine is a daily must. People need to have that caffeine intake to be able to have the enough energy to do the daily tasks that they need to do. Caffeine promises you focus, productivity, and being able to accomplish your daily tasks, but it's also pushing you closer to burnout. Today, we're going to dive a little deeper in the connection between adrenaline with the ancient wisdom of traditional Chinese medicine and to understand why you're so exhausted all the time. Stick around, let's go. We're going to connect the dots between your daily habits and that deep, restful sleep that you need, mental drain, to give you actionable tips to heal your energy and your core energy. Taking a look first from the Western medicine perspective, caffeine works in your brain and on your kidneys, and it blocks certain receptors in the brain. It blocks a receptor that kind of signals to your body that you're fatigued and you're tired and you need rest to give you that alertness, focus, and productivity that everybody uses caffeine for. You feel awake, but your body isn't actually creating internal energy. It's a fake input of energy pushing your body to a point of exhaustion because you have this energy and so you use it to do the things that need to get done, but it wasn't generated internally, and so you're pushing your body much beyond its limits and ignoring the tired signal. To keep you running, your adrenal glands release adrenaline and cortisol, and which are your stress hormones, and you're constantly living in a slight mild fight or flight response when you're consuming coffee in large amounts. In the kidneys, it also blocks your receptors from taking in and absorbing water. So you're peeing out the water constantly instead of reintroducing it back into your body, feeling more dehydrated too. In traditional Chinese medicine, the caffeine taxes your kidney system. Kidneys holistically are viewed as the root of life, storing your foundational reserve energy called your Jing or your essence. Think of your Jing as like your bank account, savings account, okay? This is where all of your reserves are. This is where all organs kind of, if they're running low on energy, they're going to ask your kidneys for some more energy. And your daily chi, your vital chi that is finite and limited per day, is your checkings account. When you rely on caffeine to push past our fatigue, you force your body to continuously borrow from your savings account, your kidney jing, instead, and you're pushing past it. And every time you hit that cortisol rush, you are forcing your body to spend more of its precious reserves from the saving account. The result of this chronic borrowing from your savings account, your kidney chi, your jing, is deficiency in your body. The traditional description of burnout, basically. You feel exhausted to the bone, you feel anxious, easily fearful, and suffer from poor memory. You're not just tired, you're depleting your life savings account within your body. Additionally, caffeine is warming and very stimulating. When combined with stress and poor digestion, it can create a damp, hot, warm environment within your body, and you can assume that that would create a whole host of other problems. This is why you're feeling anxious, you're feeling irritable, you have poor digestion, And that classic saying of wired but tired, like you have jittery energy, but you're so tired. So, some of the symptoms would be persistent fatigue. This is your chi depleting because you're pushing your body past your limit, brain fog and poor memory. Your kidneys are associated with marrow and brain energy in traditional Chinese medicine. And if you're depleting your savings account, you're not going to be able to use and have energy for your brain in a sense. Irritability and anxiety, that's from that damp heat warming effect within your body. And if you're having this environment in your body constantly like this, a whole host of problems. And insomnia, poor sleep quality, because there's just so much imbalance happening within your body, and you'll probably consume more caffeine to try and fight this fatigue. So you might ask what the solution is in all of this. The key is to stop borrowing from your savings account, your Jing, your essence, your kidney's essence, and start rebuilding it instead. We need to heal the kidney Jing and replenish your kidney energy and just your daily energy, your chi. And there are 3 crucial steps that are needed, both from Western medicine perspective and traditional Chinese medicine perspective. First, we strategically reduce the drain. Okay, so you're going to track your intake. How many cups of coffee are you having? What time of the day are you having them? Then move slowly, because quitting it cold turkey is probably going to cause a whole host of other symptoms if your body is so conditioned to having it every day of that amount. So start scaling back. If you take 5 cups of coffee, try reducing 1 cup a day or in a week or something like that, and then slowly try and reduce it to max 2 cups a day. That's my maximum. If I ever want more than 2 cups of coffee to keep going, I know I've hit my limit and I need to actually stop and allow my body to feel how tired it truly is. All right, so instead, we're going to try this. We're going to delay your first cup. So, right after waking up, you're not going to drink coffee first thing in the morning. You're going to delay your cup 60 to 90 minutes after waking up so that your natural body's cortisol can peak and like start to come down on its own before you introduce caffeine. You're going to eat before you have caffeine. So, you have other source of energy going into your body, true energy, before you start introducing this fake energy. You're going to try, number 2, you're going to try having a half cup, okay, half caffeine, or switching out your later caffeine cups for a decaf instead, especially afternoon, okay? This is just going to help with that caffeine. For the people that love the caffeine taste but don't want the actual like high, really. It's a drug. So the high of from caffeine, okay? Second is a cutoff. So you're going to limit yourself, no caffeine, especially after 2 p.m. And for some people who are more sensitive to caffeine, it could be even earlier than that, like noon would be your cutoff. Okay. And this is going to be the ultimate chi restorer, allowing your body to naturally bring its own energy building into motion instead of relying on the fake energy that you keep putting from the outside. Those were all sub points to point number 1. Okay. Point number 2 is going to be prioritizing your sleep. You can't out caffeine poor sleep and chronic stress. Quality sleep is when the kidneys, Jing, and Qi are restored. For 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep is what's going to help build that internal energy reservoir. And for stress, remember that a constant fight or flight is going to tax and deplete you the very, very most. Non-negotiables are adding in mindfulness tips, breath work, finding ways that relax you and get you out of the fight or flight response. Setting super strong boundaries against people around you for when you feel depleted, and allowing your body to rest instead of pushing past your fatigue. Last one is step number 3. This is the point where traditional Chinese medicine really shines. We stop using caffeine, we stop borrowing energy, and we start focusing on foods that build your qi internally from the ground up. In traditional Chinese medicine, spleen and stomach need to have a healthy symbiotic relationship for you to digest the food properly and to get the nutrients that your body needs from the proper digestion process. And that's ruled by your stomach and your spleen. And they hate, capital hate, cold food. Okay. So the key here is eating warm foods, especially going into wintertime. Start your day with a warm meal, have some oatmeal, nothing straight out of the fridge, or yogurt out of the fridge. You want to prioritize cooked, steamed, roasted vegetables over large cold salads at any point during the day, even during the afternoons. You want to nourish your blood. So, incorporating foods like bone broth, dark leafy greens, and slow cook stews to rebuild your resources from the ground up again. Gentle movement is definitely needed. Going into winter, we want to keep all of our reserves and our fluids in our body. So we are no longer working out to the point where we are sweating profusely and releasing anymore. So we want to start incorporating more slower down movements like Tai Chi, yoga. Not the hot yoga, obviously, has the same thing, or Qigong would be the other option. These movements help calm the mind and strengthen the kidney system with slow, intentional movements that still activate your muscles and your body, but just at a lesser degree and intensity. And last but not least is rest. Rest is a very crucial part of building up your reserves. And that means not exhausting yourself and your eyes or your brain scrolling on TikTok, doing some meditation, watching even movies would be another one where you kind of just couch potatoing for a little bit to allow your body the proper rest that it needs and is essential for Jing restoration. Breaking this caffeine bound cycle that you have built within your body is the journey of honoring your body at the deepest level to replenish your resources. Imagine waking up fully rested in the morning and feeling like you can take on the day without needing or wanting caffeine, all because you healed your Jing. And it is entirely possible. And expect to feel super tired those days. You're going to want to sleep a little bit more for those few days where you're starting to cut back the caffeine because you're allowing your body to truly feel how tired it is. If this deep dive into the caffeine and traditional Chinese medicine world and burnout resonated with you, please hit that subscribe button, like, and comment below if you have any questions on this topic and or have any other insights into this topic. Share your experience below. I would love to hear it. Remember, your Jing is your most valuable asset in your savings account, and you need to protect it. And until next time, bye.